This is the K95.3 Sports Show podcast, brought to you by The Fan Zone in Wilmer's Candy Mall.
Welcome to the K95.3 Sports Show podcast. My name is Beau. I am your host. As usual, if you like what you hear, please hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe so you can get future episodes. Hit the bell also if you're on your cell phone, and every Wednesday morning when I release a new episode, you'll get a push notification on your phone. Also, comment in the comment section if you agree with us, disagree with us, whatever you want to talk about. Let's talk also in the comments section. Thank you to the Fan Zone for sponsoring us. As usual, we appreciate them doing that. Check them out in the Candy Mall today. Just a note for next week with the NFL draft coming up. Next week's episode is going to be talking Vikings draft. We'll be going over our ideas on who we want them to kind of take in probably the first couple rounds. We're probably not going to go past that because, I mean, let's be honest, even the first round's a crapshoot on who's taking who, but the second round is worse and everything after that. So we'll probably look at the first couple rounds max. But we'll be talking about that next week with a couple different guests. But right now we'll talk about our current guests. Brought in Mr. Jeremy Goulet from the front office again. Jeremy, how's it going?
Good, yourself?
Not too shabby. And we decided to bring Dan back again because...
What do you mean?
Like there was a discussion about it online.
Yeah, there really was.
You were the fourth waiter.
Yeah.
Fair. We tried.
Fair.
After 13 other people said no, we're like,
And then just did he call Schell? Rochambeau for it.
No lie, there is some definite hostility between Goulet and I here sitting next to each other as we're playing each other in fantasy baseball this week.
Yes, it'll be a good matchup.
Yep, a lot of
It's a good thing that's early in the week.
That's true.
Still hanging on to that 1.6 loss in football?
Yes, fantasy football, Dan took out Jeremy.
McCaffrey, 50-yard touchdown pass, extra points, good. I'm going to need therapy.
Wow.
You've needed therapy.
I have. Let's be honest, for many years.
I'm just going to sit quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, poke the bear.
Thanks for having me back.
Yes.
This is fun.
Yes, no, I love it. It's a great time with you guys. So,
Absolutely.
Twins. Let's talk about their week and what they looked like. So, obviously, still another postponed game with the Tigers. We just can't seem to play more than a couple of games in between breaks. Obviously, that's changed now. But, the Mets, 1-1 against the Mets.
And they lit DeGrom up.
Yes, that was
that. I mean, his last on Sunday against Atlanta too. He just got hammered. The announcers were talking about. They're like the Twins really knocked him off his game. They said that it can happen that way for pitchers. It can take them a couple weeks to get back into it.
Yeah.
They aren't used to that. They said he had a monster season last year.
It's just, and there's just something, we see this in all sorts of different sports, but certain teams have certain guys' number or teams' number. Remember how we used to rough up Chris Sale? Still one of the best pitchers with the when he was with the White Sox.
Yep.
And the Twins would just get to him every time.
Yep.
No other team could touch him. So there's just a thing. But we won't have to see DeGrom very often. But boy, that was nice to see that.
And in New York too. I mean, So it was like, wow.
Yeah, those Mets fans were not having fun.
No, I don't think they expected that.
You could hear that on the broadcast.
Well, because he had started. DeGrom started the first two games of the season just dominant too, didn't he? So I mean,
His first couple starts were really good. Yeah,
he just the wheels came off.
Yeah. So that was an awesome start to the week of football. They overall, let's see on the game completely here. Where am I at? Okay, that's the last game. Of course, now my computer. Why the heck did it say connection lost for all these? Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, darn it. So we. There it is. There's some bumper music.
Please stay tuned.
Overall, it was, like you said, it was a solid game. 14 runs. Anytime you score 14 runs, that's going to be a positive. Everybody helped with that win pretty much. And it was just an overall good game. Scope had a home run.
Yeah.
Polanco went crazy. I mean, yeah, it was good to see because Tim and I talked before this game even started, because we record on Tuesday nights. We talked about how the hitting had been picking up with what was happening in spring training.
Yeah.
But over the last week, it's picked up a lot more.
You bet.
It's definitely looking a lot better recently.
Who would have thought 12, 13 games in, and we're not missing Sano? You know what I mean? Great when he finally gets back, fine. But you know what I mean? We're not really missing him. This is impressive.
Yeah. So it was a good matchup against the Mets, of course. We go up, we get Friday's Detroit game canceled because of the snow, but then we come in with Pinata and Barrios and just nice dominating pitching by those two.
Nice to see.
Obviously we lost the Barrios game, no, we won that one. Sorry, I don't know what I'm thinking here. I was thinking a couple weeks ago. Sorry. I was thinking of the Phillies game. So, of course, Barrios did extremely well, and just consistency, and that's good. That's what you want of a number one starter like himself.
Absolutely, and we need these starters to get deep into games because the bullpen is ugh.
The bullpen is scary. we literally were just talking about that not even an hour ago. Really? It's like half is okay, and then it's like the other one is just like, ooh, that's bargain bin. Like, it's like roll the dice.
You just don't know.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. It's feast or famine for the bullpen, because we've got Hildenberger, who's 5.1 scoreless innings. We've got Harper with 4.1 scoreless innings. Mm-hmm. We've got Trevor May, who's got out of 6.1 innings, a 2.84 ERA.
Nice.
That's Taylor Rogers, 1.17. Blake Parker, 1.69. Struggled the other day, and Hildenberger had to come in and finish the save.
Yes.
Because he had given up a few walks.
Apparently, in the clubhouse, then they started calling him the fireman because he's putting out fires.
Nice.
He said, no, I don't want that. But I thought that was pretty awesome. That's good. Yeah, Hildenberger, he's good.
That's a funny one. But then we had Mejia, who just screwed up he's given up 8 runs his last 4 games.
Yeah, ugly. Yeah, what's his ERA? 9.39?
Yes.
Wow, that's going to take a while to chip down. Especially
and what made me especially mad is because last night, we were going up against was it Shoemaker, right? Mm-hmm. And he had given up 0 runs.
He'd been really good
up to last night's game. Yeah. And then Crone, who's picked it up over the last couple of games, now hits that 3-run jack, second deck, and
he smoked that thing.
Yeah,
second in 2 games.
Yeah, so it was like, all right, 3-1, against a guy who's given up. We should win this game. Yeah. And then Mejia just comes in and just craps all over the place, giving up 4 runs.
It was ugly,
including the 3-run bomb that was actually bigger than Crone's. Crone's was like the first 2 rows of the second deck.
Yes.
The other one was like 2 rolls from the top of the second deck.
Yeah, that was huge.
It was a huge shot.
Heck.
So, like I said, there's good and there's bad in the bullpen. Martin Perez is obviously no longer in there because he started last night. But, overall, our bullpen, there's a couple of just spots that we need to maybe not have them pitch as often.
Yeah, well, and they talked to Rocco about that, and he's talked about we talked about that too. How many days off the Twins have that luxury of letting guys rest, maybe pitching back to back because they'll get the next game off. We're coming up to a stretch where we have 39 games in 40 days, so we're about to lose that buffer. We need guys to step up because we need the arms. Yep. We just we're going to get real thin real quick here, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, it's so that's what I say. It's the bullpen has looked overall, I think, above average. It's just we've got a couple of the guys that we're gonna cringe every time they walk into the game. We're like,
you see us like,
are we up by 8? Then we can bring them in.
Bring in Adalberto.
Yeah, so. Literally, I did not know that was Mejia's first name.
That's crazy.
I had to look at the computer. I was like, who the hell is he talking about? Oh, that's Mejia's first name?
Right. I just like that. It sounds like 3 first names in one.
Yeah, Alberto.
Adalberto Mejia.
And Mejia might be the first on the chopping block. I don't know if he's got how many options left or not.
I don't either. Yeah,
But-
that'll be interesting. Matt McGill should be coming back too, so we'll see. But just because they're coming back doesn't mean they're going to be, but some healthy arms, we're going to need them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then Pinata had a great start again on Saturday. I was watching the game because he's on my fantasy team.
Oh, here we go.
Well, and Barrios is too. I've never thought I'd have. If you told me that I would have the top two starting, the one and number two pitchers of the Twins on my fantasy baseball roster, I'd tell you you're lying to me.
You're crazy.
Yeah, but I do. And so I was watching that, and I wanted to comment about one funny thing that happened that I was just angry about. Because obviously I want him to win for the Twins.
I've heard this.
Obviously I want him to win because it's the Twins, and I want him to win because he's my fantasy pitcher. But he came up, I can't remember if it was the third or fourth, but it was guy on first, 0 outs, and of course the Twins had the shift on. We might talk about that later, but they had the shift on, and the batter hits it just a shot right towards Scope. Like Scope didn't have to move; it was right at him. The only problem was the ump was in between the batter and Scope.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So it ricocheted off of the ump's foot.
Oh, did it hit him?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm sorry, it was first and second. It was
Sure.
first and second, and ricocheted off his foot, which I didn't know this. If it was before, it was in front of the line, the base line, it's a dead ball.
Sure. Oh, really?
Yeah, I never knew that.
I was going to ask what they do with that.
So instead of an easy double play, ended up being bases loaded with 0 outs, and I was like, this makes us lose the darn game.
Yeah, true.
I was so but it's just something you don't see very often, and I thought it was kind of interesting, and I would just hurt. It had a potential to hurt. I think we ended up giving just 1 run up.
Good.
But yeah, other than that, Pinata's looking great. Let's pitching overall has been pretty solid. Starting pitching, not so much. Perez 5.02, Odorizzi 6.35.
Yeah,
Gibson,
Gibson's been getting
7.71.
roughed up a little bit, yeah.
So
Gibby.
we've got our first 2, and then it's going to be just total inconsistency from the other 3. I think it's going to be consistent, good outings by Barrios and Pinata, but I think after that, it's just flip a coin.
Yeah, we'll
each time
see.
they go out, 2 runs or 8. 2 runs or 8. That's going to be what's going to
They're
happen.
playing San Francisco.
Yeah.
And so then we got, let's get into some hitting. Like I mentioned at the beginning, the hitting kind of came around a little bit this last week, just to kind of show a little bit over the last 7 days. 7 days. Polanco batting 500.
Wow.
Mitch Garver batting 500. We'll touch back with Garver here in a second. Rosario coming back around. He's 368. Buxton 316. Of course, Scope has finally got his couple home runs. Crone has got his couple home runs. He's not hitting as well. Astudillo has kind of come back to the pack. He's been playing a lot. He had 13 at bats last week, 1 hit.
Yeah, that is surprising.
Yeah, but I've wanted to see that. I think we talked about it. Let's get him out there and see what he can do.
We've needed the bigger sample size, and it's so fun. He's been at third. He's been at first.
Yeah.
He's been at whatever.
He's made some great plays. Last night, too, he made this play that was going in between third and short.
Yeah, that was great.
And he nabbed it and turned around and whipped it. Beautiful throw. I mean, I don't think Sano would have had that.
No.
Polanco might have because he was kind of coming up behind him, but he definitely would not have been able to make the throw to first and probably gotten the out. And let's talk a little bit about Mitch Garver. The way he's been hitting, I don't understand why he is not our starting catcher more often. I'm guessing it's because Castro is more of the defensive catcher on the team.
Sure. Yep.
But I watched the game yesterday, and he was great behind the plate. He blocked a lot of great balls behind the plate.
Well, and that's the thing with catchers too, is defense is such a big part of it, and the stuff that we don't get to see, or the way they're calling the pitches, and things
true.
like that, and and so I don't know if Castro just has the better relationship with some of the pitchers,
and that's what I'm going to say. They have talked about that before. That there are certain pitchers that they prefer to have a certain catcher catch for them.
Yes.
I don't know how much that weighs in on if, because obviously if a pitcher says, I want this catcher, the manager's like, well, that catcher can't hit or is not very good. We're going to go with whoever.
Right.
But with some of them, if the catcher is serviceable and it makes the pitcher, more comfortable, I would assume that if they find that chemistry works better, or they can, spin the game better between those two.
Sure.
Maybe that's how they decide that.
But, it's interesting. He's hitting, though.
Oh,
it's
he's
great.
just been nuts.
I think he's got the second highest on-base percentage, I think, behind Polanco on the team.
Yep.
And what was interesting, I saw some things being written up that he batted leadoff.
Yeah, he did last
And
night.
you don't ever see a catcher
But then he went
hit
0 for 4
leadoff.
with 2 strikeouts.
I know. It was the first time since 1980 that a Twins lineup had a catcher leading off. Yeah, isn't
That's
that
very
cool?
true, yeah,
Only the third catcher ever, and the first since 1980.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, because Mauer was in the 2 spot a lot, but he never really. I would assumed he would have let off at least once, but that's
How
crazy.
often?
That's a crazy
Yeah,
stat.
yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so,
but again,
I mean,
it's that new mindset. It's Rocco changing things up and not just going with the status quo, using his numbers and using his coaches and mixing things up. So good for him.
Yeah, exactly. And then and like I said, I just would like to see more of Garver, to see it once again, bigger sample size, just like we asked for Astudillo.
Yeah.
Astudillo, and over, Garver is not playing tonight. He's already scratched for tonight, but he played the second Detroit game. Then he played 2 games in a row. Looks like he's playing like 2 games. Then he has like a day off, maybe 2 games off,
Sure.
and then a couple games. But yeah, I just like to, let's don't overthink things sometimes too.
Yeah. Well, and the Twins are in a tough spot because they're one of the few teams with a designated hitter that they're not moving anywhere, Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can't throw Garver in there. They're in kind of a tricky spot. A little bit out of room.
Yeah, and which once again we talked about. Obviously Astudillo has kind of come back to the pack a little bit with his hitting, but Sano coming back, that's going to stop his playing third unless he goes in for Sano on his day off a week. But then we've got Gonzalez, Marwin, who's going to be who can step in there
play
too.
Everything. So
But
it's interesting. They're gonna have their hands full with that.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously Buxton has been looking solid.
Oh man, everybody's talking about that catch over the weekend. That was awesome. Holy cow! And he did it again last night. Had a nice catch, slamming into the wall. Be careful.
That's
That's what
Yeah.
makes me nervous.
Yes.
It's like because he doesn't look like he's a real strong guy. I mean, he's just this little wiry dude. It's like, don't kill yourself.
Yeah, and he's hurt himself on the wall before,
Yeah.
so it's like it's phenomenal, and the crowd goes nuts. But we don't need to lose you for 2 months either.
Exactly. If he runs into the wall 10 times, one of those times he's probably going to get up and just
Sure.
like, so it's like, that's great. You stop the hit.
Yeah.
But especially if he continues to bat this well, because overall in the season he's batting .289. I'm still looking for his first home run, but I believe he's like tied for 5th in the league for doubles, in the American League for doubles. So I mean, he's getting
So
on base.
fast.
He's getting
so fast.
getting some RBIs, not striking out as often. So
It was interesting, one of the games, too, where they talked to several of the pitchers, and I had never thought about this, but even the pitchers talked about, knowing Buxton is back there, that maybe they can get it a little bit more over the plate and not worry about contact, because he's going to haul it in if it gets anywhere out there. So it's interesting how that all affects each other. I thought that was pretty cool mindset that even the pitchers think about Buxton being out there.
Well, he can cover a lot of space.
Oh, man. Absolutely.
well, we talked about Mejia royally screwing the pooch last night. A couple of the outs that he got was literally to the warning track for Buxton.
Yeah.
So even the outs were loud.
Yes.
And so it's but
there was a lot
bring
of
up your
contact.
comment about Buxton being able to catch it out there. That's
fun.
Yeah, it's but like I said, overall not too bad. Obviously we're first place in the division.
Did you see attendance for last night? We're talking about the Monday night game now. Was it 11,000? The lowest since Target Field was built.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And there wasn't watching last night. It was like, wow, there's a lot of empty seats. And it's chilly on a Monday night, so it's fine. I mean, I'm not, whatever. And as it gets warmer, people will fill those seats. So it's not a worry. But it was looking pretty sparse. But boy, flip around to any game, and every ballpark looks like that. So it's not a Twins thing.
Yeah.
It's still so early in the season too.
Oh,
Most
yeah.
people just kind of like, gotta get
Absolutely.
gotta get the
Yeah, I'll go when
blood
I have
up
to wear
yeah.
a parka.
Yeah, well, that's a big part too. I mean, that's It's no joke up there when it's cold.
Yeah,
we've
been up there.
We've been up there before.
Just shivering.
So freaking full parkas on, the jackets. Just like,
It's cold, Jeremy.
Shoot. So, like I said, we're probably not going to talk Twins at all next week. So we'll kind of look ahead a couple of weeks here. 3 games against Toronto still. 3 games against Baltimore. That's why it made me so mad that we lost last night, because I wanted us to go through Detroit. Tim and I talked about this last week. Detroit, Toronto, and Baltimore. There was 10 games.
Yeah.
9 games because one of the Detroit games was postponed. But I wanted us to get 7 wins out of those.
Yeah, that's
6
not
wins
unheard of.
Yep.
at least. So let's see how they come out. They should have that opportunity, because Toronto is just horrible hitting this year.
Toronto has been
They're
bad.
Every one of
tough.
their hitters were like in batting in the 100s.
Yeah, they're having a tough time.
And Toronto had a lot of players that were breakout rookies last year that have been demoted back down because I was just I have that had him, that Lourdes Gurriel Jr. or whatever.
Yep.
They actually, his batting average is like 175, but they said that he started getting a bad case of the yips thrown from second to first. So they were like, now your defense is crappy too. So we got to send you. The only thing that I think that Toronto, though, they've got Vlad Jr. coming up at some point. And
They're waiting until May, so
He's
they
gonna be
don't have
fun
to
to
count,
watch.
count on his service.
But that's
Sounds
going to
like
be
a Twins thing.
crazy. They showed. Saw a stat on that today. They had his numbers and his dad's numbers side by side. They both played the same amount of games up until this point in the minors, and their numbers were literally off by 1 or 2 points on everything.
Wow,
Like
that
the
is
old man was
cool.
hitting 343. He's hitting 346. The old man had like 29 bombs. He had like 26. It's just like, okay,
That's cool.
I mean,
It'll be fun to watch. Vlad Guerrero was a stop what you're doing and watch his at-bat type of player.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
you
a
did
riot.
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
So there we go. We got Baltimore, then we got Houston, then we go Baltimore again, and then we go Houston. So basically from
geez.
April 19th,
not looking forward to the Houston stuff.
basically from April 19th through May 2nd, we played Baltimore 6 times and Houston 7 times.
Is that right?
So we got 6 really easier matchups, but then once again, Houston, we'll see what happens. And they're all, of course, we're at Baltimore, at Houston, and then it's a homestand, Baltimore and Houston.
Okay,
So-
that should be interesting.
Yeah.
You know, you look at it both ways. Baltimore, the type of team you should beat, so there's a good test for your team. And then Astros, who are a fancy, very popular World Series pick. How do we compare up against those guys too? So good test to see how we do.
And we looked solid against potential National League winners in the Phillies and the Mets. We looked solid against them. So it'll be interesting to see once again if our game rises to the competition.
Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah, so it'll be when we start talking Twins again here in a couple of weeks after the Vikings draft. It'll be interesting to see where they are back at now. So double their season.
Yeah,
Literally.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
So it'll be fun to see that. But one more thing here we'll touch on. I mean, we can't have a sports show after what happened on Sunday and not talk about the GOAT. The GOAT. Tiger Woods, y'all. The GOAT.
It was one of those moments, and I'll admit it. And I don't hate Tiger Woods, but I like rooting against him. Back in the day when he was so good,
Well, yeah, because
and
no one
whatever.
could touch him. So
And I'm usually that person who goes against people
people
that
like
are
that.
just dominant.
Yes.
But I just love Tiger.
Who wasn't rooting for him on Sunday? It was unbelievable. It was one of those moments. If you didn't have tears in your eyes, Jim Nantz could barely talk. He was crying so hard.
Yeah.
It was just phenomenal.
Yeah,
and to a beautiful weekend of golf, and it was storybook. It really was.
Yeah,
Well, and to see somebody have that kind of redemption story, I mean, just obviously, a lot of the problems he brought on himself. I mean,
yes, he did.
But I mean, also, I mean, can you imagine going through the public divorce like that? Then he had his issues with the back pain and some substance
Even if you
abuse
just
and-
take his physical,
Yeah, you
ailments
know,
that he's been through and the bad back and couldn't even swing a club for a long
Yeah.
time, and
So to see somebody come back through there and that was really impressive. I mean,
yeah, it was cool.
Because how easy would it have been to be like, I've made my money. I don't really, I can do whatever I
Oh
want.
yeah, to have that drive to come back is oh wow, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. I watched probably from when he was on probably about the seventh hole. I watched, and my church started last year doing an Easter egg hunt.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to leave for that, but I was like, oh well, I got my I've got Dish. I got my Dish Anywhere app, so I can stream it to my phone.
Oh, fancy pants.
Because the day before, I was downstairs playing PlayStation. I was playing MLB The Show on PlayStation, and then I had my laptop streaming the Twins game. And
he's sending me Snapchats. I'm like, what? I was like, are you watching a game and playing a game? I was like, all right, man.
Baseball!
I was going to say, I was like, what? How do you even concentrate on trying to play the game and you're watching
hilarious.
Yeah, so I went to the thing and I was like, all right, sweet, I'll just have it on and just kind of watch it. Get there, for some reason from Saturday afternoon to Sunday before noon, my receiver decided just to not connect to the internet.
Ooh, that's slick.
So I'm like, oh man, I'm there and I'm talking to Travis Foster was there.
Yeah, he mentioned he saw you.
Yeah, and he's like, and we're like, and told him Ken Warner was there, and we're all like, oh dang it, we're here for this. We want to be at home watching Tiger. I'm making comments. They're pulling out winners for a raffle winners, and it was Jeannie Jasperson.
Yeah,
sorry, Resnicek.
Yes, yeah.
and I'm all like, hurry up! Some of us want to go back and watch Woods win the Masters.
That's great.
And so then I got back and I finished watching the last 3 holes. We got back and watched, but yeah, it was just. I mean, I didn't think he was going to have a chance there because what's his name who got second? Who was in the lead?
Brooks Koepka.
No, not Koepka. The Italian guy.
Oh, Molinari.
Molinari. There you
yes.
go. I mean, before I left to go to that, that was just after he on that par 3 hit the ball in the water. But,
yes.
But before then, he was keeping up. Whatever, he was behind trees and he was just up and down holes and making it. And I was like, geez, I don't know if Tiger's going to be able to get there. But then he left. He had that double on there. Then he had another double a couple of holes later. And
it was brutal.
It was the Tiger effect.
Yeah.
It got to him. It got to him having Tiger staring down him with the red shirt on a Sunday.
Absolutely.
I mean, talk about pressure.
And they talked, I think it was Brooks Koepka or one of the players in front kept saying we kept hearing roars behind and knowing something was going on. We had to up our game. Yep. Just incredible.
Yeah, exactly. And that just shows the mind part of it. Exactly. Like you said, they're thinking, oh, geez, Tiger's coming.
Yeah.
Maybe I got to try to get a little extra oomph out of this shot. And then
they're showing crowds at different golfers things too, and there's just it's dwindled, and then all of a sudden it goes back to the Woods one, and it's just people for as far as looks like Woodstock. You're like, what is going on?
Just 10 people deep.
So so I mean exactly insane. When they can say they're saying that they're hearing these roars behind him. Well, of course they are. Yeah. I mean, he's got just a massive crowd following.
It's unreal.
And it sounds like the new tournament that's coming. The new PGA tournament that's coming to the cities, that the 3M Open that they're doing, they think they have a very good shot of getting Tiger coming to that because it's 2 weeks before
U.S. Open or
I think it's the British Open.
Okay,
it's 2 weeks before that, and he usually plays the tournament 2 weeks prior to a major.
Oh,
so they think that they'll be able to get him for the cities. If he is, I'm going to talk. I'm going to give my dad a call and be like, we need to get tickets and go.
Well, that's just it.
I've never seen him in person. I want to see.
Yeah, the effect he had. Think about that. The effect that dude had. Think about all over the country how busy golf courses were this week. Literally because they watched him win. I mean, that's just incredible. Everybody's inspired.
Or the fact that those guys that he was in contention with on Sunday are there because of him.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're all these guys in their 20s.
Yeah, they all talk about
think
how
about
much
that they grew up.
Yeah.
Idolizing Tiger Woods, and here you are going down against the GOAT.
Yeah.
In a Masters championship. The first time him winning a major since 2008, it's just huge, and 2 away from Jack. I'll say he's going to get it. 2 majors away from Jack.
Well,
I mean, I think
if he gets it at this point, it's like, okay, you earned that after falling off and just disappearing off the map for how long?
He just turned 50, correct?
No, he's 43.
Oh, God. I don't know why I was thinking he was so. No, he's 43. I can't imagine why he went.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so he's got
physical. Yeah, we'll see, but
it'll be. I think he for surely has a chance now to tie Jack at least, if not go ahead of him in majors, which let's be honest, he should be. I mean, everybody jokes around and calls different players the GOAT, but to me, when I think of golf, I think of Tiger Woods, and he is the GOAT to me.
It's pretty incredible.
Well, he was so unbeatable for so many years.
It's unbelievable.
That's the thing.
I mean, it was just he was dominant. I mean, basically he became bigger than the game at one point. I mean, he was unstoppable.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it's so exciting to have him back. Sundays in the summer are not the same anymore like they were a couple of years ago.
Yeah, true.
You know, you want to. You know, I'm not going to sit and watch golf on Thursday or Friday, but you know, now knowing that Tiger is, if he's in contention, I'm going to be sitting in front of the TV watching golf on Sunday and in parts of Saturday probably, or even paying attention. You know, pulling up an app and looking to see where he's doing. You know, definitely going to be watching more.
He's got that effect.
Yeah. No, it was exciting. I loved it. It was so much fun. But we'll wrap it up there. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, have fun at the draft party. Can't wait to hear about it.
Yes, I am going to have a blast at the draft party.
Yeah,
it's always a fun time. So I might go live on there a little bit. I haven't decided here, but
you should. That'd be kind of cool.
I might do like one just to kind of give a look on it. So
I enjoy that, kind of following you on social media every year. I've never been down to the draft thing, and so it's kind of cool to see the setup and how they do it. So I'd love to see that.
I'll definitely do that then. So once again, thanks guys for joining me. Next week is Vikings draft show. Tune in, all you Viking fans, for that. Thank you to the Fan Zone. Thank you for listening. Hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you next week.